This is what I collected from my letdown from the other boob. Baby only nursed from one side, and so on the other side I had my haka, and I was hoping that she was going to nurse on the other side, but she was just so tired and so sleepy that she didn't nurse at all on the other side anymore. So I needed to pump on that side, because if I don't, then otherwise I might get engorged on that side, because I'm gonna have to wait like 2 or 3 hours still before she feeds again. She nurses again on that side. So look at how much milk I was able to get still. And yeah, like if I didn't, I would be engorged and I wouldn't be able to get this milk. So yeah, ideally I only need to use this when she feeds normally, when she feeds good. And I only need to use this when I'm breastfeeding. But yeah, sometimes she gets too sleepy and she doesn't want to wake up at all, then I need to use this one to another side. I was able to get over 110 on that pump and haka thing alone, so definitely worth it. Now I'm gonna put this in the fridge to store. And then I'm going to clean the parts that I just used. So I have all these parts that have been used. I normally would wash them with dishwashing soap in hot water, and then once that's washed, I put them in sterilizer. So we have this sterilizer from Philips, and this is the same thing that I used for my first daughter, and it's great because it sterilizes and it also dries everything. So we just need to put everything here after washing, and then yeah, it dries up the bottles and the teats and pump parts pretty much completely. There are just some water droplets sometimes that need to be wiped, but for the rest it does its job very well, and then it also sterilizes at the same time. Good morning. It's been a while since I filmed anything since giving birth. This is officially the first video that I'm filming after my birth. So bear with me a little bit because I'm trying to adjust into mom life and mom life of 2 kids now. I'm trying to find a balance between resting and giving myself grace, but also trying to get things done. There's a lot of things to be done around the house, and with a toddler and a baby, a newborn, it's really challenging because when you have one child, you can kind of tag team with your partner. While one does something, the other one does something. But when you have 2 children and both of them need you, which is most of the time when you have little children, it's difficult because then you can't really tag team as much. What we do sometimes is that one of us takes over both, and then the other one does something else, or that we do like one each depending on what's needed. But yeah, we're still definitely in the trenches. It's our newborn turned 1 month like yesterday, so it's really fresh still, and we're still like really trying to find our groove in things and stuff. And yeah, it's actually been really good. I can't complain because I feel like with my first, I had really a difficult time navigating motherhood, from not having any children to suddenly having one that is very dependent on you. And before, I used to just need to take care of myself and maybe my husband, but then I had to suddenly take care of a whole new baby who's very vulnerable, very defenseless, and just like relying on me for everything. But now, having had already one and transitioning to two so far, I think has been easier for us than the first time. So I have so much that's in my head that I want to share. I feel like I'm bombarding you with everything, like but I just want to say good morning first, and I really want to document a day in the life. I'm not sure if I'm going to do this like a 24-hour thing or just a whole day, like from morning until night. I'm not quite sure yet. It will kind of depend on what happens today and maybe tomorrow. But yeah, I just already have done so many things. It's what time is it now? It's 10:30 almost, and I'm having my first warm cup of beverage. I'm having a matcha, which has been my favorite since I've been pregnant because it gives you some caffeine, so it helps wake you up, but it's super healthy because it has a lot of nutrients in it, and it doesn't make you crash as badly as caffeine, or not at all as caffeine, unlike caffeine, sorry. And I like it because I make it into a latte and it's really good. And it's really turning into fall these days. It's getting colder outside, so I've been doing this iced, like an iced matcha latte for the summer, and now I'm doing it again warm because it's getting colder, and I just love being cozy in my sweater and my warm cup of beverage, and yeah, it's just the vibes. So I woke up early this morning because our daughter needs to go to school, and so we have to tag team a little bit, me and my husband. So what we've been doing, my husband, by the way, is still on paternity leave, but he's going back to work next week, which I'm honestly terrified about because I'm not sure how we're going to do this, especially when he goes back to the office. He works hybrid, so sometimes he works from home and sometimes he works at the office itself. And so when he comes back, I think most of the time he will stay at home, but he does need to go into the office when he has trainings and stuff. So I have no idea how we're going to do that. But anyway, sidetrack. So I woke up early this morning, but actually and honestly it's pretty late in my book because it was already 7:30 and we needed to get our daughter out by 8:30 to go be at school on time. And yeah, honestly, waking up at 7:30 is really risking it. But I was so tired because I was up with our baby until like 6. My husband, we've been doing shifts. My husband does the first part of the night, and I do the second part of the night. That way both of us get solid hours of sleep, because what we found was very difficult was having very interrupted sleep, and so having shifts so that one can sleep a solid block of hours, even if it's just like a solid block of 2 hours, 3 hours, it makes a lot of difference compared to if you have the same number of hours but it's very interrupted sleep. So we learned that from our first, and we were really zombies from our first. So this time we tried this new strategy and it's been working so well. So if any of you are pregnant or have been struggling with sleep with a newborn, try this. If it hasn't been working well for you, try this, and I really recommend. I can hear the baby starting to fuss. But yeah, I just wanted to say hi and start off the vlog here. I'm going to get her in a second because she's not going to be happy for a while if I just let her there. She's starting to not quite cry yet, but starting to fuss, so I need to leave soon. But yeah, I just wanted to grab my beverage while I have a moment of peace. My daughter is at school. My husband had to pick up something delivered, and so I'm here by myself with the baby for a few hours until lunch. And yeah, I just wanted to say hi, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to say hi again later. I'll try to see what happens. But yeah, I've already gotten dressed. I've had my breakfast. I prepared breakfast of my daughter, her lunch for school. I already nursed my baby and got myself a little bit decent-ish, as decent as can be when you're postpartum. But yeah, that's usually how it goes at this time, and I can hear her starting to really cry now, so I'm gonna go get her. So normally I would breastfeed her, but I literally just stopped pumping like 30 minutes ago. So I'm not sure if she'll get much from that. Because this one woke up early because, as I mentioned earlier, she didn't really feed very well. She only fed from one side because she was so sleepy. And now she's woken up earlier than usual because she's hungry. Surprise, surprise. So now I'm giving her the milk that I just pumped earlier, that I just expressed. So she has that now. Luckily, I pumped that out, so we have no problems. So I'm just gonna give her this bottle and then, yeah. Usually newborns tend to feed between 2 to 3 hours. And with her, it depends very much on how sleepy she is. And how much milk she consumes is very consistent. Actually, she consumes around 90 milliliters now, but the time between is around 2 hours or 3 hours. But she's actually a really good eater, so I can't complain too much. Her sister was much more difficult as an eater. She eats very well. That's why she's been gaining very well too. She's already above the average in her age group, which is really nice and makes me really proud because I feel like I did a lot of work for that. And also it's very relieving, of course, compared to when your child is like under the weight that they need to be or something. It's much better to be on the dot or a little bit above it, so you don't feel like you need to worry about anything, weight-wise at least. By the way, the arm workout in this is real. I'm really able to flex my arms with children. Like, I remember when I wasn't a mom yet, I was thinking like, how do moms do that? Like, they seem so strong because they're able to carry like children a lot, and children might look quite light, but they're really not. They can be quite heavy. Like, she's 4.5 kilos right now, and at first when you get her it's okay still, but after some time you feel it, and I feel like I'm really getting a workout. What's that? Try to pace her feeding as well, especially when she's eating from the bottle, so that she's not like too fast when feeding. When she's feeding on the breast, then I just let her feed on one side completely, as much as she wants, pretty much. And then before she goes to the other side, I burp her and stuff like that. Okay, I just got a muslin because that's very risky business, not having a muslin with you when you have a newborn. And then I'm going to feed her the rest of her bottle. Yeah. Hi, cutie pie. Hello. Hello. It's Mama. It's Mama. Oh, good burp. That's a good burp. Yeah. But yeah, what I was saying earlier, like, the workout is real. And I remember when I was pregnant now, like recently with her, in the beginning I would still carry my toddler. So I was so amazed with myself at how strong I was, that I was quite pregnant and I was still able to carry my toddler. And I used to be so mind blown by that when I wasn't pregnant yet, when I wasn't a mom yet, how moms are able to do that. Like, that's crazy. because when you're pregnant you can gain like 10 kilos, some even gain like 20 or something like that, and to have that much extra weight on you is already intense. And if you need to carry your toddler still on top, which is like an extra 10-15 kilos, that's not to be taken lightly. Doing a little playtime activity for her. We have this Love Every mat, which we used for our first daughter, and now our second daughter is also using it. And it's so good because for the first year, all of these things can be used, like these, and then there's like this, and then there's this ball. There's like a lot of things that they can use over the next year that they're growing, at least the first year. It's very handy, and it has a lot of other things like these things for sensory and exploring colors, and this one is for sounds. So there's a lot of things for them to be occupied with. So far she doesn't have that much patience with it yet. She can only stay here for like 5 minutes or so until she calls for me, but it's good to have a little bit of playtime for her, I think. And it'll stimulate her brain development and things like that. So yeah, we'll just do this for a few minutes and then it's time for her to go back to sleep.
Water splashes over fur coat, and the driver flipped me off like that was my fault. Today it may not be my day, but alright. Dollars off like taking trick at twilight. Wonder, will I ever make the Eiffel Tower? Today it may not be my day, but alright. Every day, same old thing, yeah, go ahead. Roll up sleeves, don't hesitate. Take a stand, cause got a feeling I'ma get it right this time. Then here goes another shot, and as usual, right here, all I got. Almost there, but out of touch, me and bird like wood, like friends forever.
Putting her on the wrap so that I can do other things and she can also feel like I'm holding her the whole time. It's so practical. I love these things because for one, I'm hands-free. Well, if she doesn't do this with her head, then I'm hands-free. Otherwise, I have one hand free at least. And it's so much easier to bring her around without getting tired so fast. And she seems to be very comfortable with it, and she loves being close to me. So this is super helpful, and then I can do other things as well. And she feels like she's with me the whole time, because babies, newborn babies, sometimes they can be a little bit clingy, a little bit. And sometimes they don't want you to put them down. So it's easier when you can have something like this that you can bring them with you wherever you go. So it's super practical, so easy to do, so comfortable, and babies, they love it because they feel like they're close to you the whole time. And bonus points is that it also helps with any gas. Sometimes they burp when you put them in this because it helps like in the belly area. And they also fall asleep very easily in this one. Like, I think in 10 minutes she's probably gonna be asleep. So that's perfect. It's exactly what we need. I did like a very quick tidy of our living room. It's still a little messy, but you know, as long as it's a little bit decent, then I'm already happy. So it's a few hours later. We just had lunch. I wasn't able to vlog in between because my camera battery actually died, and so I had to charge it, and now it's back. Luckily on time, just after lunch. So my daughter is here. She's a little bit sick, so she's at home. I'm going to just give her a bath, and then we're probably gonna eat some snacks, some afternoon snacks afterwards. And my husband is downstairs with the baby, so yeah, just gonna do that first, and then we're gonna have a little afternoon play and things like that until it's time for dinner and then our bedtime routine. So it's almost dinner time, and I'm so glad that we have something already prepared for us for dinner. We have a helper who comes every week. It's kind of like a program here in Belgium that we have, kind of like a helper that comes for you postpartum until 3 months postpartum, and they help with several different things like cooking, ironing, folding clothes, doing the laundry, doing the dishes, taking care of the baby if you need to take a nap, or if you want help to take care of the baby, have a bath, things like that. We've really utilized her very much for doing the ironing and folding clothes, because we have way too many clothes that we need to fold and iron these days. Washing the clothes is not necessary because it's something that we can just do very easily ourselves, so we didn't feel like that was really needed. Washing the dishes, we have a dishwasher, so it's not really necessary either. So it's mainly for those, and also for cooking. So today we asked her to cook 3 different recipes for us, and those are like 4 to 6 servings each, which is amazing. So now we have 3 different meals already made for us for the rest of the week. And yeah, like now for dinner I don't have to cook or anything because she already made it a while ago. I just needed to heat it up and we're done. So it's so good. Last time I was postpartum, I didn't utilize the cooking part as much as I should have, and this time we're really trying to make use of it. So it's almost like having somebody cook for you, which is, yeah, basically it is having someone to cook for you, which is great because we don't really have like any kind of meal train or anything like that. So it's really up to us to make our own food or to order or anything like that. And ordering, as we know, is much more expensive than actually making it yourself. So it's so good to have somebody help out with food, with the cooking. And yeah, this program is like something specifically for postpartum here, and it's and it's heavily subsidized, so that's makes it. Oh, somebody just pooped like a lot. You can actually hear it so loud. Okay, I need to change this one's diaper, and I'm going to heat up our dinner, and then call my husband and my daughter, my toddler daughter. So right now I'm labeling all of the food that I'm going to put aside. So all of the food that were made, I'm going to put them in the fridge or in the freezer.